Welcome to this primal athletic warm-up routine. Pick what you need, discard what you don't, and we get right into it. Hip extensions. I love to open up my hips first, squeeze the glutes, and open up a bit of the anterior chain, as we, like most people are just domesticated human pets, and they sit a lot on chairs and have a sedentary lifestyle. So that's what we're gonna do. We start from the ground up. Then we work on the wrists. As you can see in this example, I press the wrists against the floor. There's a more detailed breakdown and more of archived videos on this channel. Make sure to check that out for specific warm-ups, prehabs or rehabs. There is something for everyone that is seeking to improve and get better. I love to open up my hips too, so this one obviously is a great one to start. It's all about checking yourself before you wreck yourself. This is not just a warm-up, this is a self-diagnostics regimen, and I love to do this with all my students or before I do any kind of tricking, athletic or acrobatic workshop or session with my people. And this is internal external rotations, 1990s. People know that it's very good for mobility. This is really all about checking your left and your right side, seeing what's sore, what's not sore, what needs a bit more attention or work. And this is not just to warm yourself up. You can use this as a standalone routine to get more mobile, to get more athletic, to get more, fluid, to work on your fascia. Because at the end of the day, it's not just the muscles, it's the fascia, ligaments, and tendons that are actually crucial for athletic performance. It's the connective tissue. And that's how you work it, It's use it or lose it. We need those postures, positions, and the regiment from the ground. As more time we spend on the ground, the more signals we will receive, so we can work on what needs to be done. The advanced version of internal external rotations with standing up, there's regressions obviously to those movements I show here, and you will find those on the channel. But yeah, just follow me along, mimic the movements and do what you can. Regress what you cannot do and do the easier version, because there's always a way to do it. Because I say, where there is a will, there is a way. I'm the slayer of excuses. I'm known for that. People that work with me know that I will find a way to make you achieve your goal, and it's a long-term process. This is about longevity, and here I love to just check my posterior chain, work internal, external, and hip rotations. Make sure to align your front leg with your back knee. For this one, it's like the pigeon pose. But usually, the yoga people just use this pose to actually stretch. But this pose should be, there's a regression as I show in this video. You can use your hands, but inevitably you kind of want to have your hips and pirifomis muscle strong enough to actually carry your load and extend from that position. Because the goal long term is strength through length. As you can tell in this video, we're working not just like stretching. This is a holistic approach to athletic capabilities. It's about being mobile, being explosive, being, you want to be able to actually carry the load in those full range postures, so that, you're just fortified. Then obviously what people lack these days, because they are domesticated human pets, we're gonna do the toe. We're gonna sit on the toes. Sit on the toes, open up your, chest a bit. Like I said, this is a follow along special edition of my, warm up, which I do with all my students, like I mentioned earlier. And you just pick what works for you and discard what doesn't, like Bruce Lee said. Also, at the end of the day, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm just repackaging what helped me in my adventure and journey as an athlete to stay in the game. It's at the end of the day, you gotta build a consistent routine which helps you stay on track, you know, which helps you come back and check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's about self-diagnosis. And here we go a bit of, you know, prepping your calf muscles, your Achilles tendon, your ankles. So we do one leg, as you could see, then we do both legs heel outwards, both legs heel inwards. I'm basically speed running this. You can rewind, pause, and pick what you need. But I want to just give you more a background of why I'm doing this, more than just explaining what I'm doing. You know, the action, the video, the visuals tell more than I need to tell. This is just basic crawls, bear crawls. You can do them everywhere. Very good for your core, for your, you know, anterior chain of your body, and general, you know, strength, functional strength. This is not for the gym bros. Actually, it is for the gym bros, because they actually have to be able to use their muscles beyond just like isolated exercise. It's not about how you look. It's about how capable are you, how skilled are you, how can you perform. You know, at the end of the day, the capabilities will reflect on your looks, and you want to have an athletic build, and a build that is useful than just like a buff dude, you know, that's just ingesting food but has no output when it comes to performance. It just looks good but it can't perform. So where's the point? That's like devolution, decay, and not evolution. So then we had the bear crawl. Here we have I call it the, you know, crab, basically. You know, people in, actually children start that in monkey gymnastics, they call it, early on, you know, when the gymnasts do the warm-up routines. That's where it's very useful, you know. That's why I say start from the ground up. We are too disconnected from the ground and the floor. We sit on those comfortable chairs that cripple and stifle us and take away our potential to be anti-fragile and capable. Everybody has the birthright to do so, but you know, once you don't use it, you lose it. And that's why I'm just bringing back those routines, postures, movements, primal movements. Here we go with I call this, actually it's known as the duck walk. It's very good for hip, knee, and ankle mobility, very efficient. It's gonna warm you up, and it's gonna tell you where you have weaknesses and where you need to work on and where not, you know, because we don't get old because we get old. We get old because we stop using certain movements, postures, and habits. We get domesticated. We use the chairs, and that's where the decay starts. You get old because you accept the standards, the very low abyss, beyond the low abyss standards from other people around you, and that's where everything starts. But here we go. You also open up the hip with a bit of rotations. We open up the quads. Then obviously my favorite, internal, external rotations out of the human resting squat. If you don't have down the human resting squat, it's time to claim it back so you can actually do those movements I do. But like I said, there is an entry point for everyone that wants to actually get after it, you know. If you can do certain things, that just means you now have the opportunity to claim it back. You know, I basically sucked at most of those things, but throughout the years, 0.1% per 0.1% per month, you just improve over time. This is not a short-term temporary fix. Like this is work. This is gonna be something you can do for the rest of your life, so you can be engaged with your temple and stay connected to the very goal, which is actually your body, which is, you know, Socrates says, no man has the right to be a physical amateur in the matter of training, for it is a shame for a man to grow old and not realize the beauty and capabilities his body is capable of. And that's why I'm sharing this little follow along routine. Then, you know, we do internal, external rotations. We do a bit of thoracic spine, left and right, as you have seen now. And this one is my favorite, that helped me actually open up my posterior chain and hamstrings. it looks counterproductive to what, you know, all the other people say. It's not about stretching here. I don't think about stretching. I actually think about squeezing my quad, so my anterior side, so that the body opens up the other side. Because if you flex, the agonist, the antagonist is forced to release tension. So that's how you reprogram your body to actually be more flexible and more dynamic and reclaim mobility you thought it's lost. And this one, in my opinion, it's called elephant rocks, is the most efficient when it comes down to reclaiming mobility at the posterior chain. You have, obviously, you know, you want to really think about flexing the quad. That way it's going to open up the back of your leg. So as you can tell in this whole video, it's really like there's a mixture. You will see there's a mixture between mobility, conditioning, strength, balance, coordination, and that's the whole goal, you know. It's like, let's say you had long travels, you want to open up your body, you want to, you know, just prime your body, warm up, or you have been injured and you want to reclaim mobility you lost throughout the injury. This can be used as a multifunctional routine, as a prehab, as a rehab, as conditioning. You can run this routine 2 or 3 times, pick specific things and use them actually as conditioning segments. This movement I like because it's about balance, it's about coordination, and it mimics certain acrobatic movements, so that later on, when you actually want to learn certain tricks and acrobatic skills, it translates very, very nicely. And obviously you can check your mobility levels. You know, like people want to backflip and do all of those things, but can you actually put your, let's say, knee to your chest while you're standing? Is your psoas muscle actually working? Is your sole muscle actually connecting? That are those little details and nuances that actually matter the most. People always look for the big mountain, but you know, they say the devil is in the detail, and that's the truth. We are not detailed enough. We don't work on those weak links, those little details day after day, and that's why most people lose over time, because they're too casual, so they become the casualty. But this is very good. Like I say, so we moved from the ground, we moved up. Now you have, obviously, you have swinging to the back, swinging to the side, and then obviously we do both legs. So you can work, you want to be symmetrical as possible. You know, you want to create an equilibrium of your tempo, so that you're not just one-sided, because we all come with imbalances, especially me as a tricking athlete. I always have to balance, because one side is just stronger than the other, and this routine, what I do, actually helps balance those things out, or check if one side needs more work and one side is compensating more than the other, so that you know, long-term injuries don't occur. Obviously wear and tear happens, but if we follow the primal ways of nourishment, which is ruminant meat filled with collagen, creatine, cholesterol, which is good for your hormones, recovery, you know, tissue replace tissue, and all of this other garbage they sell you, like collagen powders, and this, it's not the same. It's not going to repair your tissue. Like real life force will repair real life force. If you know, you know, and that's why you should check out my free ebook below. It's pinned in the comment section. That's why I go into depth into some of those things, and you should definitely take a look there. And the beauty about physical practice, you will be forced to be in the moment. You can't be anywhere else. It's gonna work your synapses in your brain, your pathways. It's gonna bring plasticity back in your life and true youthfulness. So this is obviously from Kung Fu. It's a little coordinational drill for your shoulders and brain hemispheres, so you can work on some of that. Obviously, I love to open up my shoulders This is especially good after you've traveled or worked a lot on your sedentary lifestyle, computer, or whatsoever. And then obviously get more blood flow. You want to get maybe the heart rate up. Like I said earlier, we started from the ground. Now we are standing, we're upright, we're erect. So we use a little bit of running. We use a little bit of knee up. Just get the blood pumping, get your lymphatic system working, breathing. Then obviously very popular, everybody knows, warming up their body for anything athletic. It's like knees, heels to your butt. And then obviously here we go, I'm just running a bit more. Then side to side. Those that work with me know the whole length of this routine, but I was told to upload it and talk a bit more about it, more in depth, so people actually know what this is about. It's not just for you to follow it completely blindly, but pick things that you need. Pick things and perspectives. It's about the mindset of this whole routine. Obviously, everybody has different goals, but this is very useful for everybody that wants a general athletic body and general athletic warm-up. Then I work the whole body from the toes to your head. So we do side to side. Imagine there's a line on the floor and you want to jump over the line. So we do sideways, we do this drill sideways, and we do this drill to the front. So back and forth and side to side. Here I love to call this the helicopter. It's about, again, opening up the shoulders and just, increasing speed and blood flow through the motion. So you start slow and you just get faster. Then just basic jumps. This is like baby Maasai jumps, like you can see. And in this video demonstrated, you can tell I'm not really explosive and I'm not able really to jump high. So I'm doing this box jump version. But like I said, I love to use this routine to actually self-diagnose if I'm ready for high intensity that day, or if I have to actually listen to the body and override the ego and not go as hard and keep it for tomorrow. Because think about this routine for me feels light if I'm recovered and rested. If I'm already struggling at some of those movements or jumps in this routine, that just means I am a bit sore and not well rested. So use it to your own accord. This drill I'm demonstrating here is fantastic for hip strength, lower body strength, and mobility. And definitely the best bang for buck, I would say, when it comes to lower body strength, besides pistol squats and Nordics. This variation of like horse stance to Crossack squat on the floor, it's beautiful. I have seen a lot of MMA athletes do this too, but for me definitely it's a good priming exercise to get into the mood, get the body confident to do the explosive stuff. Like for myself and many others, we know that we can't just like start things, because you don't want to wreck yourself. Like I said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And this one here, I realized, oh wow, I'm struggling with those single leg box jumps. So I decided not to do a tricking day and high intensity acrobatic jumping day. That day, I just used this as a prehab for the next day, because I know those jumps and movements, in that case I'm demonstrating, should usually feel very light and easy. But if I'm struggling already and sweating and breathing heavy and I need breaks just for this warm-up, then this is not the day to go all out. Obviously over time, for some of you guys, this is also gonna get easier, but some of the guys that start with this routine demonstrated, for them already that's like super high intensity. Like I say, this warming up, priming, athletic, primal edition routine should not be hard. It should reach a baseline where you actually just feel primed and ready to get after it. If it's already exhausting you to death then obviously you will need time, and you have to be patient and let your body adjust to the new intensity and stimulus you're receiving from this regimen. The next thing I love to do, this is really great. It's for shoulder mobility itself. Everybody should give it a try. Like I stated earlier, all of those movements displayed here should give you a reality check of where you are and where you would love to be. As I demonstrate here, it's like X kicks, kicks from the inside to the outside. You keep your hands, your palms in the back together while you're doing this inside outside. So it's like a 2-in-1 drill where you actually focus on the mobility at the upper body and the mobility and strength of the lower body at the same time. It's all about posture. Life is about posture, and we have to rectify the lost inches while they domesticated us in school and with this comforting lifestyle of indulgence and seeking of comfort. We have to get away from comfort to truly be free and capable. We have to detest comfort. We have to seek intentional suffering so that we can rectify and claim our birthright. That is the whole mission. That is the whole mission of this video, is to help you actually open your mind and change your mindset about what does it mean to actually be physically capable and use your body, use your temple. That's why I'm reshooting and re-uploading this routine. I uploaded this routine in a gym where I just went specifically what the movements do, but this is more about the mindset and just a re-upload of a necessary full body warm-up everybody should be able to do. I'm not saying you should be already able to do the one-legged box jumps and some of the advanced things, which there haven't been really much advanced things, but here you can see that's wrist push-ups I'm doing. And there will be a text to each of those demonstrated movements so that you can search them up, and I'll put a timestamp below. At the end of the day, you gotta challenge yourself. We gotta try to progress. You have to have a baseline and standards you measure yourself against. Don't measure yourself against the people around you. You have to measure yourself against yourself. It's you versus you, and we keep it lean, mean, and clean. And like I said, you can vary. If you use this as a warm-up, then obviously you do one round. But if you actually just want to use it as a conditioning routine, you do a couple of rounds of each of those movements I demonstrate in this in-depth full-length video. And if you obviously like this, smash the subscribe and like button and come back. Join the Discord and community, all the socials below.